Absolutely. All right. Well, that was 14 Karat Politics.
Welcome back to the Gold Room podcast. We are in Golden Tube, our Golden Tube segment where we talk about the shows that we are watching that we love. And we have a real life Golden
Yes.
Tube here. Ebony, I don't tell me how to say your last name.
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Obsidian. I'm African too, so I'm just like I know how that
It's
goes.
actually not. It's actually not an African name. It's a type of rock. It's a lava rock.
Obsidian.
So that's my stage name, but that's my name now. You know.
Oh wow. Okay, I like
Better
that
let them know.
name.
I gotta. You know what? Because I would have been false advertising if I said it was African.
Okay.
I don't want to do it like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You felt like you needed to change your name, or you just wanted to like it was just.
No, you know what? I think names are so important, right? Especially in African households. Like my mom named me Ebony. I took on my grandmother's maiden middle name, and then the last name. I was like, well, dang, if my mom can name me, my grandma can get a name. I feel like I should get a name too.
Exactly.
That finishes it all up. So it felt right for the journey I was on, and it still is. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Okay, new name. I like this.
I like that. I mean, that's honestly that's like me too. You know,
Yeah.
I go by my first and middle name. You
Right.
know, and my middle name is my grandfather's first name. So it's really the same thing as well. Because when people be reading my ID, be like, who?
No, because
Who is this?
Yonathan has a Nigerian. I'm Kenyan, but Yonathan has a Nigerian last name, and when I saw it, I was like, who is this man? Okay, like who are you?
Yeah, because a lot of people like they just put me into the Ethiopian Eritrean category and forget that my dad is Nigerian. So, but speaking of, you know, where we're from, Eb, I would love for you to just talk about, you know, where you come from, what you represent, your
Wait, I forgot
culture,
about
which I
African
love.
Americans. I'm African American. Hi.
Yeah.
What's up? Listen, you are not left out, girl.
Okay.
I'll hop right on that and say I'm first generation American, so I'm American too. You know, it's one of those things where for all of us first gens, it's like, I mean, at least me, I was really embarrassed to say I was American growing up because I was like, no, I know my heritage, I know where I come from, I'm so proud, I want to rep that. But then as I started getting older, I realized, wait, my family worked so hard to make me American. I gotta claim that. That's mine. I was born here.
Yeah.
This is my land. You know, y'all better be voting November 3rd. I'm just saying.
That
So
part.
We are.
that part. Yeah, so my mom is from Eritrea, East Africa, and my father's side of the family is from St. Thomas, the island. So, you know, I feel like I had a lot of seasoning and wonderful flavors growing up, influences. Mostly my mom in the house, though, because I grew up with my mom, and she has been such a, you know, Jan, you actually haven't met her yet, but you know of her
Right.
so much that you know
But
how
you
much.
met mine.
I know.
So
You're
it
gonna
could
meet
be the
her
same.
soon. Don't worry.
You got to meet Ashley. Yes, Ashley.
Yes, but you know, my mom definitely pioneered a lot of just the way that I go after my goals and stuff. There's that mentality of like, if you want something, even if you're not qualified for it, even if you're not, you know, the first in line for it, or you won't be considered for it because of color of your skin, you're, you know, a woman, whatever the case is, it's like you can get anything, you can manifest anything as long as you work for it. So that's who I am from the beginning, anyways. And that's kind of been the blueprint for how I work through everything, whether it's acting, you know, writing, whatever it is, it's what I carry with me.
When did you start acting?
I want to say professionally, maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
Or so.
That's
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah, being much more intentional about what it is that I wanted to do was definitely around 7 years ago.
So when you was a little kid, you was a little kid actor too. Like you used to come out to like all the family parties, like, yo, I gotta perform for y'all.
Yeah, like sit down, Ebony. No more. Okay, Ebony's gonna do a play, guys. Everybody sit down. Come on, the fifth
You know
one.
what, let me defend myself because I have no recollection of such events. But when I go home and talk to family and family members and like family friends and stuff, they're like, no, you used to like act out full scenes from movies and stuff. I'm like,
Wow.
really? I think it was so much a part of me that I never even thought about it as something that I could do to make money, to make a living, to make a career. And it wasn't until I was maybe 13, 14 that I was like, oh, wait, people do this. You know, dreaming is not it's not something taboo. It's not something too far-fetched. It's real. You can be a dreamer and it actually works out, you know? We're all doing it right now. We're all doing it right now in this interview.
Exactly.
You know?
Hey.
Right. And that's why, like, I really connect with you on that, because we come from the same cultural background, and we don't really know too many, Eritreans or Avashas, period, that are in the entertainment industry like that. So I had to work really hard just to prove to my family, like, this is okay. I can do this and I'll make a career out of it, because it's mostly like our family being worried that they risked their life just to come out.
Running around like, a kid forever.
Exactly.
La la land.
So what advice would you give either Africans, first gens, African Americans, any minorities, anybody watching, period, where their parents might not see your dream, but you feel like you have to prove it to them? Like, what advice would you give to them? Because I feel like you lived that. We've all lived that as well. We're living that now.
Yeah. You know what I would say? First of all, let me say I'm so grateful that my mother was so supportive.
Yeah.
I was going to college, and I realized very quickly that I could not be going to college for anything or going to school for anything other than acting. And it was a very, very emotional, epiphany. For me, it was like, oh my God, I have to follow a path that is so uncertain and really be letting down a lot of people in my life, or so I thought. And as soon as I let it go and I was honest with myself and the people around me, my mom was so supportive. My family was so supportive. And I think that gave me the confidence, even though maybe at that time I didn't have the skill to do it, it gave me the confidence to really go forward and pursue it, to go study and go, into audition rooms where they're not even looking for a little Black girl. Like, that's not even what we asked for. It gave me the confidence to say, listen, I'm going to try anyways. What I would say to people who don't have that type of support is definitely try your hardest to focus on the skill part of it. You know what I mean? I think the easiest way to, and you shouldn't be proving really anything to anyone but yourself, but the easiest way for your family, because that is an important part of who we are. And, for everybody, no matter what the relationship is, our family, Africans, come on, y'all know our family is our lifeline, So I feel like that is something that if I was in that position where I didn't have that support, I think my mission would then become, I had to take it serious. I have to be serious with myself. I have to be serious with what I'm trying to do with my resources. I have to show my family that I'm not playing a game, Acting is pretend, right? You act and you pretend, and that's what that is. But at the same time, it's like, it's a very real thing for us,
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that helps. I hope it works for y'all.
Okay, it will. We could just keep it kind of moving. We can get into talking about the show now, though. Okay,
I always get nervous when people say that, because I'm like, I'm about to blow something up, and I'm scared.
No, you got it, sis. You got this. We all been media trained. We ain't gonna put you in no crazy situations.
No.
I can't afford to mess up your contract.
Okay.
Literally, Jan was like, Ebony's so great, and he always talks so highly of you. Then I watched the show, and I was like, who is this girl? She's so feisty at the beginning, but it's warranted. It's definitely warranted.
Thank you.
But
I was saying,
let's get into that. Let's get into the warranted, because Sistas was super big. I remember when Tyler Perry did the premiere here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, and he did it, with the Oval, both shows being showcased, and everybody was there who's who enjoying the shows.
Did I miss you?
I was there. I'm friends with Duvall too, and I'm friends with a lot of people that work over the Clive.
We could have met there.
Yeah.
It's okay, but we meet now.
We meet now. You're right.
That's all right. Oh, no problem.
If you ever want to get drinks when y'all out the bubble, holla at me. I live in Midtown, so we can do that anytime.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, KG's in Atlanta. KG.
Yeah.
I'm in LA, and Jan is, obviously in New York. But that's cool.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all killed it for real. Like, the numbers were out of the world. #1 new scripted cable series. Like, how does that even feel? Like, you break out on the scene and then your show's out here like #1, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Honestly, some days I'm like, whoa. The other days I'm like, really though? Is it? Really? And I don't even mean that. I just mean like, it's just so big, you know? Sometimes you hear things and of course the show is great, the writing is great. You know, we all have such great chemistry. And so I think that shows. And I thought that would resonate, of course, but you never know to what degree that will be. Yeah. I started live tweeting for the first time in my life last year. Like, it was a whole thing.
What? So we did that. We did that too. Remember when we used to have the live tweet?
So this is a thing. Fun fact. I remember before the show came out, Evan and I went out for dinner. And she was looking at me. She was like,
wait, don't embarrass me though.
I'm not. No,
okay.
But she was like, I gotta be live tweeting. Like, Ebony wasn't really an Instagram or like social media
girl.
Person.
Okay.
She was hidden.
She is amazing now. But we had talks because my show had came out, and I was like, damn, I had to live tweet. He was like, okay. We got this. It was so exciting, and you know, to see how it just flourished and just blossomed into, you know, something so great. I'm like, I just want to say how proud I am of you. Like, you know, I love you so much. But yeah, but like, I'm super because she deserves.
I'm trying to be cool out here.
Wait, so Jan was coaching you through the live tweets. He was coaching you through the live tweets.
He sure was, yeah, of course.
He was trolling me during our show. He was trolling me. Like,
I didn't know how it worked specifically. You know, I didn't know if it was like, do I have to answer everything? Like, that doesn't seem possible. Yeah. It was a lot. I didn't want to let anybody down.
No, you're killing it though.
He's a pro at it.
What was the feedback you were getting? What were you getting mostly? Like, oh, she's standing up for herself, or is she angry, or what were they telling you while you were live tweeting?
Oh man, everything and that in between, one side of the spectrum to the other side. People hate it, people love it, but that's great because that's opinions. That's perfect. That's I love it when sometimes people will stop me, not now because I don't be on the street now. Sometimes people will stop me and be like,
Corona.
Oh my God, I hate you. I'm like, run it back.
Okay.
No, like I hate Karen. I'm like, okay, I feel that, and I can see they mean it, and I'm like, you know what? I love that. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all.
I mean, you're doing your job.
You're passionate one way or the other.
Okay, I got more questions. I don't want to ask them. Go ahead. Y'all say what y'all got to say, because I was about to ask questions about Karen and how y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
Ask your question, girl, because I know how you feel about the show.
I know.
Well, how do you feel about the growth of the character? Because from the beginning of the season, you see her angry Black woman going through a situation with her guy and getting through it and trying to date someone else, and then a whole traumatic situation. And if you didn't watch it, too late. You need to watch it. Of someone committing suicide in front of you, like just go on to starting to listen and understand that your negativity towards, or the way you spoke to people, was not being received the way you were presenting it, and then you were starting to change that. So how did that feel, like just developing that character to go from the non-awareness to the awareness? And do you think, well, can you tell it, well, will it shift next season?
I'm like, how many questions, girl? How many questions, girl?
No, I got
it. I'm like, answer all of them, but just give it to her one at a time. Shit. Like,
I got it. It was a nice flow, though. It was a nice flow, so I remember.
Okay, good.
In terms of how I prepared, the reason I loved Karen so much is because how many Black women have the, people think that we're just angry because we're angry. Mm-hmm. Like so many Black women, I would even go as far to say as most Black women have been misunderstood in that department, no matter what the reason was. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so for me, it was like, okay, well, let me see why she's so upset. And again, spoiler alerts, but in the first episode of the first season, she's not in physically a healthy place because of things that have happened in her past with her partner. And that is a very scary place to be, like, in terms of dishonesty, in terms of, like, just really feeling safe and open and able to move forward. And so many women, myself included, have gone through, maybe not specifically what Karen has, but definitely in terms of having to try to rebuild trust and rebuild a connection in general with someone you have been in love with for a long time, you've planned with, and all these different things. And I think the one thing that I think Karen, you'll see a lot more of in terms of just the clarity of it, is her saying to herself, you know what, instead of me second guessing myself, or instead of me making like a big decision and then it being a total, mess, let me actually try to figure things out. Let me actually try to put a little more thought into these things, because season 2, I think I like season 2 more than season 1. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
I know, because there's a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows. When I was going through and I was watching, and I was like, "Was another one?" But like, it was just so much coming out. So it's just like, I'm okay with another 30
an hour long. So much happens with each character within each hour. And so even like, the suicide that happened in front of her, even, what happened with the girl's brother at the end of season 1.
At the end, Karen went through a lot. Karen was going through a lot.
And I think sometimes the relationship that Karen has with each man kind of overshadows the actual things that she herself is going through. Like, they're very traumatic. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a white woman, a black woman, a Hispanic woman. These are traumatic things that have happened. And you will absolutely see the effects of that in the second season. What that looks like, what that does to her, on a daily basis, and just how that's going to affect. I'm really excited for people to see how it affects her relationships and dynamics with people.
And she does say that. She did say that at one point. I think it's when you met the guy at the grocery store. I'm bad at the guys' names. I only know.
It's okay.
I only know the sisters. You were like, I am angry. I am angry. Like you had a reason and you were still able to talk through it. But I also like how during the season, when you were talking to your ex-boyfriend, your new love interest kind of did check you on, even though you're going through something, you just can't be angry, like, and mean with everybody. But it's just like, it's a balance. There had to be a balance.
Love that. Don't we love a man who can respectfully check us?
Yes.
There's a way to do that. You know what I mean?
Without mansplaining. Without mansplaining.
Respectfully, keywords. I mean it. I say that because, you know what, no one is above or below anything, any of their situations or anybody else. And so I think the reason even Karen and Aaron are kind of hitting it off in the first season is because he does that, because he's able to tell her effectively, like, that's not how this works. That's not how men and women, communicate with each other. That's not how you do things when you want the things that you say you want, And she needed that reality check. And so season 2, we'll see what happens with them.
Okay, we'll see what happens with that, Karen.
All right, so Eb, we went to a Fashion Week show and ate after, but that was your first time eating out at a restaurant. I saw
it was also my last time. Yes.
Yeah, you see, because I've invited you out for it, and you're like,
I'm not doing it.
So, how was it? You guys started shooting July 15th. You guys wrapped within 2 weeks, a day early, which is crazy, amazing. That's what happens when you get talented people together, talented Black people together.
And it's crew included, it's not just the cast, it's everybody.
It's everybody, yeah. So how was that, because a lot of production stopped or didn't even, go into production because of COVID. So how was that, just doing production in that bubble, recording in that, shooting in the bubble?
I haven't been on any other like film or TV sets since finishing Sistas, but I will say that the level to which the details of how cautious everything was extreme. You know me, just like you said, you know me. So I was
spraying
not flying to any city.
Germaphobe, coronaphobe right here.
And rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Very, very extensive. And I think because it was so extensive, it gave people confidence and just peace. And so we all went into it really wanting to make it work, especially as Black creatives. Because at this point, we knew we were setting a precedent. We knew that we were, going to be an example of either a success or a failure. We knew how important it was, and I think all of us took it very seriously, because not only for our careers and for how we live professionally, individually, but we are a family at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And we hope to be working together for many seasons. And so the care with which we put into season 2, I promise you, it has raised the bar even. Amen. There won't be COVID, hopefully, the next time we shoot another season. But, I think it was a level up. It was a level up. because we looked out for each other. We don't know who has an underlying condition, who's next to us, who decided to come and work because they were so passionate about making this real. We didn't know, and so we treated it like everybody had something that could really put them at risk.
I love that you guys use that as inspiration and motivation to really bring out, the new season.
And also, it was a lot of fun too. Like, just
I'm
like
sure.
for the record, there were food trucks, and like there was movies on the lawn, and like there was ice cream, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it was fun. There was a little
caution, caution, with a bit of caution, a little bit
like
of
a college campus-ish feel.
Oh, it really was. And I've never lived on a college campus before, but I was like, this must be what it's like.
Yeah,
basically what it is.
With catering.
So you all filmed in such a short amount of time, and like KG was saying, you guys went through so many dramatic moments throughout the season. How do you prepare for that dramatic moment and those turnarounds so fast? How did you or the ladies prepare for like a suicide, or you have to shoot someone and mentally be in that state?
I think the first season, I don't think any of the stuff that Karen has witnessed or maybe been a part of, I've ever filmed before. I don't think any of my other characters have ever done it before. Oh, wow. And so it really was a challenge, and it really was something that I was eager to try to execute, eager to see what I would interpret it with and what people would take away from it, How do you prepare for it? I think, honestly, presence is the one thing that I can always say is what it is. I think we shoot so fast as well. We don't have the time to question ourselves. So it's an instinct. You have to just go with what your instinct is in the moment, Karen, I'm sure, hadn't shot anyone up until that point, or, very directly and close up was aiming to hurt another human being. So for me, it was just a matter of being present and what does that feel like? What does that look like? And it looks like, exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's great. Your mom, Karen's mom, has shot somebody before. I believe, I don't know, but I feel it deep down in my heart that Karen's mom has killed a few people,
She's like,
not
I'll
just
take
one.
care of
She's
it.
buried some bodies.
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
But how do we feel about Karen's mom? First of all, one, I didn't think Karen's mom had a man. She had a woman. The second of all, Karen's mom has a man that's damn near younger than Karen.
We gotta dig deep. Do we get to dig deeper into Karen's mom?
I'm so confused.
Because she was a force to be reckoned with. Okay.
Like, what kind of guy was that?
I can't answer that. I actually get fired.
Okay, well, never mind. We're gonna keep it rolling.
Mama got good taste in men. Mama got good taste in men.
Yes, she does. Okay. All right. So, Eb, from respectfully, of course, what can you give? Like, what can we look forward to? I know you said that this is gonna be like, this was one of your favorites. Well, it's 2 seasons, so this is
my favorite season.
Yeah, this is your favorite season. So what can you say about this next season and what we can look forward to? Because the fans already know are on edge. Like, y'all stories all ended off was like, oh, wait, what's gonna happen next?
Exactly.
So what can you say about season 2?
Some juice.
What I
can I make a full cup out of the juice?
Or okay, just I like to make a full cup. I'm thirsty.
It's coming next week, y'all. It's coming next week.
I know.
What I can say about the second season is that edit it.
Right.
No, let me be completely honest. The second season, the reason it's my favorite is because there's a lot more talking, there's a lot more communicating, and there's a lot more clarity on things that there's never been clarity on. For me, I feel like we can watch anything and be like, well, why didn't you just say that? Or why didn't you just do that? Like, you could have saved yourself a whole runaround. That's how we get caught up in things. But for me, I'm like, okay, season 2 is my favorite because we get to see a lot more of what Karen is thinking.
Yeah.
And for me, that's exciting because, like I said, she's misunderstood. And if you're misunderstood, it's mostly because you're not communicating, your points, or you are, and, it's just not your type of person. That's a different story. But, season 2 is picking up right where it left off for everybody. So there will be no gaps in the storyline.
Okay.
And you'll see us get out of the situations we are currently in, or get deeper into them for some people. It's good though, y'all. I'm not even gonna.
We excited.
Okay.
I'm trying to be as, it really is.
She said nothing but said a lot at the same time. It's just like, I'm getting something, I'm taking, I'm holding
like,
on to every word.
Yeah, she said the shift is going from Eddie to Karen in season 2. That's what she says. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm just joking. I'm messing with you.
No, I'm
Look,
excited.
Evan's like,
I'm
I
excited.
did not say that.
That was Krystal Garner's word.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah,
No, we're all excited.
What's next for you? Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying I'm excited for people to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So what's next for you besides Sistas? Are you going to be in anything else? Do you have any more talents that you want to give out to us and show the world?
Oh, Yonathan knows something.
I love that expression. It was like it was mystical.
Right.
You know what? I love a good surprise, so I won't get too deep into that either. But I will say you'll see a lot more personal work coming out soon.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm ready for that. On or off the screen?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay, cool. All right, that was good.
Good
Another
video.
one. She said it, but she didn't say it. But I'm still here for it. I still want to stay tuned.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, guys.
Let's play the game.
So
Let's get into the game.
yes, before we end, Eb, we created a game, and this game is called Which Sisters of the Sisters?
Okay.
I was nervous for these two.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You got this. And I think
No, this is gonna be 5 quick questions. So basically, we're gonna have you answer which sisters of the sisters. All right. So
First thing that comes to your mind.
I'm just gonna pop it out. Okay.
Yes.
Go.
Woo.
all right. If your man was cheating, who would you tell first?
Andy.
Which sister can keep a secret?
Andy.
Which sister would you bring if you had to fist fight?
Annie.
Wow. Which of the sisters would be the first to get married?
Ooh, Sabrina.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll get back to that.
All right. What would be each sister's drink of choice? Because drinks say a lot about someone's character.
Andy definitely wine.
Okay.
I feel like Karen a gin and tonic.
Okay.
Danny some type of cocktail.
Okay.
And no, sorry, Danny shots of
That's
liquor.
what I was going to say. Hennessy straight.
Hennessy or
Okay.
not
Say
straight.
Hennessy.
Karen is perfect with the gin because gin has a bite back on it, and Karen got a little bite back to her.
Right, a little something.
Yeah, that was perfect. And what's the last one?
Last one.
You go through.
Did you do all 4?
I think maybe.
We did.
Say one more time.
Sabrina.
Sabrina, what's Sabrina's drink?
Oh, Sabrina the cocktail, shots for Danny.
Okay,
There you go.
great. Yeah, that's cute. Oh, yay.
I like it.
And as Ebony, what advice would you give to each sister on dating or just life? What would you tell Sabrina about her man and his panties? Like, what would you tell Danny about finding love?
Cynthia has those panties, by the way.
Everybody gets the same advice, and it's follow your gut a lot more, because all this talking and questioning it is really messing y'all up.
Yeah.
As Ebony.
And this is coming from conspiracy theory Karen, okay? Because they love a conspiracy theory. They love whatever they make of it.
It is what it is. Women are, we're complicated sometimes.
Yes, that's so great.
Oh, well, this was amazing, Ev. We really, really appreciate you doing this. Jizzle, do you want to let everybody know when and where they can watch the show?
Of course. And by the way, I think Danny will get married first. I feel like I'm the Danny of the crew, my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm talking about this. Okay.
Yeah.
No. But no, seriously, I feel like Danny will be. But we can talk about that another time, the next time we chat with you, because we're going to have to invite you again. But Sistas, phenomenal ass show. And it's premiering again for season 2. I'm so excited. October 14th, Wednesday, 9/8 Central. We in there. We supporting. We watching. Can I get some
your girls, get your wine, sit down, have a great time, and watch Sistas. It's so good.
And all get tested for COVID before you do, because that sounds like y'all in the same room, and I don't want to be.
You're right.
I get tested every week. I live in Atlanta. You got to get tested every week in Atlanta.
You could do a virtual, a virtual watch.
A Zoom watch.
That's the one.
That's the goal.
That's the Eb way.
Thank you so much for coming on, Ebony.
Thank y'all so much, and I can't wait to do this in person.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
we're gonna have the studio ready.
Yeah, 2021 in New York somewhere. You know,
girl, we still getting a drink when you come back out here to AT. I'm telling you, I was sitting at the bar after y'all left the bubble, and I was like, "Isn't that the lawyer from Sistas at the end of the bar?" I was like,
no. She didn't say that. We're gonna edit that out. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. What, girl? I'm gonna make Ebony never hang out with us again.
Right. I love it. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, Eb, we love you so much. All right.
Love y'all. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
I feel